Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor to Tenkar's Tavern blog. So, what have we here? Well, apparently we have Crispy's Tavern. What is Crispy's Tavern? Well, it's I don't know, it's a review channel. It's certainly, I will say, high production levels, complete with music and funny voices and video. Crispy puts some effort, some acting abilities, dramatic abilities into their presentation. But their current video, or recent video, is about Blood in the Chocolate. Now, Blood in the Chocolate, to give you an approximate timeline here, is a 7-year-old release by James Raggi. Lamentations of the Flame Princess. James did not run it. Now, like a lot of things from Lamentations, it can be disturbing. Honestly, it can be. And I believe I own the PDF. I don't believe I own the physical product. I have a fairly complete Lamentations collection, but not totally complete. But in any case, it's a 7-year-old release. Well, that's like an old story. I believe it won an Emmy about 6 years ago. Well, that's an old story. The author disowned their own product about 4 years ago. Again, old story, right? Old story. And in Crispy's review of the Lamentations, he tells this whole dramatic telling of it, and which is, I don't know, interesting to some extent, but tells you how you're. By the way, if you are going to talk or review a product, don't tell your audience how they're supposed to feel. You tell the audience how you feel. Crispy likes to tell the audience how they are feeling. No, not quite how it works, young man or lady or whatever. That's not how it works. You don't tell your audience how to feel. But I'm not even going to that point. And I'm not even going to be talking about the fact that he pulls up evidence that James is a bad person because James went to Peterson speaking 8 years ago and had a photo taken with Jordan Peterson, and that's proof that James is a bad person. So bad that James did a response video topless. I'm warning you, I will link to that, but I'm not going to show it because there's only so much sanity I can bear to hold on to for this video. But here's where I personally get offended. The individual on screen, which I'm going to swap out momentarily for the actual video, I'm going to play a snippet of it, believes that self-deletion is funny. They believe that self-deletion somehow is an act of comedy. Now, I am a retired law enforcement officer, did my 20 years in the NYPD. I have, in my work history, responded to a number of suicides, and I know a number of officers that have committed suicide and the lives that it touches. So this individual thinks that is comedy gold. And personally, I'm telling you, I feel offended. I don't know how you feel. That's up to you. Offense comes often from within. My own life experiences. Now, I don't know what Crispy's life experiences are and as to why they were offended by content in Blood in the Chocolate. It's fine. But because they're offended doesn't mean that others share that same offense. I'm sure Crispy is not offended by mocking self-deletion. Wonder why that is. So, let's let's replace this with the actual video I'm referring to. Because I think it puts things in perspective. All right.
It's from the book. A person of a random gender infected with the noxious berry curse has become ripe and is now being cut in.
Now, this is reading to me a lot like, I don't know, a Clive Barker novel, which was there for shock, right? Clive Barker wasn't there just to scare you. He was there to shock you. This is going to be shocking. Listener / viewer beware. I would put up an adult content warning, but, it's okay.
By 2d6 pygmies and be.
And by the way, he is offended by the term pygmies, but
The writhing mass of tiny pygmy bodies thrust and grind against the person as they bleed juice and cry. They scream before finally exploding in a spray of blue viscera. The pygmies believe that the wet leavings of a berry cursed creature nourishes the soil of the old growth.
Now I'm just going to show you that part again, because I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But what makes it even better is that he comes back to the clone.
Oh God, ew. Can we clean this up? I didn't think we'd have to get a replacement clone on this series. For God's sakes, was it even that? Oh my God.
All right, so that to him was a comedy bit. To me, that is pretty offensive. But again, to each their own. I'm not telling you how to feel. I'm just showing you what Crispy thinks is comedy. Maybe it is. Maybe my real life experiences with self-deletion colors my perspective. I don't know. Maybe Crispy's own history colors his perspective. Just don't get it out there. This isn't a defense of James. James does a great job defending himself. I just can't believe that somebody thought that was funny. Throwing that out there. All right, folks. On that note, there's a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. So if you're watching this shortly after it goes up, that live stream is probably going on. Join us. Other than that, I'm going to give you a link to this video on screen. I'll give you a link to James's response video. Watch James topless on your own time, not mine. And other than that, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll catch you all later. Be good.